you should answer it, but I know.
The Gladiator Arena?
Oh, that could be it. I thought you were going to talk about you and Laurent.
Yeah, there was a scene with Laurent and I where I yell at him and I really yelled at him and he really teared up, and after 4 or 5 takes I was like, can we stop, because I felt horrible.
Super powerful scene. It was really like a big moment for the relationship between DARYL and Laurent. Very powerful. And then, what were you going to say about the arena?
Yeah, the arena was fun too. That was a big stunt day. You know, the crowd is yelling, and then the crowd turns and they you know, come on my side. That was fun because I like shooting scenes with a lot of day players, a lot of other actors in the crowd, because it builds the momentum of a scene, and I think it adds a lot of energy to it. And then the stunt team that we have in France is just remarkable. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. And the same, I'll have to say, for the actors playing the zombies. They're all dancers here, so they twist in weird ways and they move, and you know, they're not just like, they're, you know, it's like Cirque du Soleil zombies. So it's all good.
Well, the arena, what Norman was just talking about, is one of the more probably the most difficult sequence we did in all of season 1. But we had a few, like there's a scene in episode 2 where there are zombies at a castle. I don't want to give it away too much, but there are walkers in a castle in a moat. That was also very hard. And that, yeah, it takes a long time to prepare that, to rehearse it. There are a whole bunch of elements that go into it. We have to scout those locations many times and sort of plan out how it's going to go. And then there's the stunt folks who have done an amazing job, who have to be orchestrated. And background is really important too, like Norman was getting at. And the background in France has been really amazing. I've just been really, it's sort of a subtle thing, but having done a lot of television shows, I'm really impressed a lot of the time by how great the background actors in France have been in creating spirit and energy and the authenticity of the environment around Norman's character and the other characters. So, but those sequences, you know, that kind of sequence takes a long time to prepare for. And we, in almost every episode, we have at least one sequence that's like that, you know, but the culminating one is the arena in episode 6.
The most challenging scene, I mean, for me, the most challenging scene was my first scene. My first scene in the show. And my first scene in the show is also the first time you seeing me in the show, when in the cemetery, when I have to encounter those protagonists, DARYL DIXON, the nun and the kids for the first time. Yeah. And for me it was challenging because the opening scenes, for me it's like an opening scene. So I felt like I don't have to miss that opening scene. So it was a bit challenging, but my favorite scene to watch was the scene in the arena. The scene in the arena. I was up there as an extra, and I was watching them fighting underneath, and for me it was impressive.
Yeah, for me too. My very first day was the more challenging day, you know, and a lot of emotions. It was the first moment with DARYL too. It was a big fight together straight away. First day, let's fight, you know. So yeah, it was a big challenge, but I loved it. And Norman has been so kind with me that day. I couldn't dream of a better way to start the show. So yeah, it was one of the most challenging scenes, I think.
The most maybe.
La meilleure.
Quoi?
La meilleure.
Oui, oui. I think I really enjoyed the scenes in the Abbey in the first episode of season 1 because the set was just amazing. I loved being a nun. I loved the fight scene with the guerriers, the warriors. So I had a lot of fun. But maybe the most challenging one was because it was during winter and there was a lot of scenes like of traveling in the charrette, in the cart, in the forest, so it was like really, I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, it was cold. It
was cold. We were like with our guns. It was intense. Yes.
The most fun scene, I think it's at the Abbey. I think it's the last scene of episode 1 when we were playing guitar and she was singing around the campfire. I really liked that. It was still cold, but you know, we were just hanging out, singing, so I guess it was nice. And I think the most challenging scene was when I cut the rope of the boat, and you know, Norman was shouting at me, and yeah, I think that was the most challenging one.
Oh, I got it. Can I answer it?
You're probably gonna say the same thing, but yeah.
You say it.
Mont Saint-Michel.
Yeah.
Mont Saint-Michel. And I'll tell you that when we were originally talking about the story and the plan was to build to that, the dream was that we would be able to actually shoot in Mont Saint-Michel, but the belief was we probably wouldn't be able to. So to actually be, my favorite moment, honestly, was standing on the beach at Mont Saint-Michel with Norman and Dan Percival, the director, when we were filming this shot of Norman walking, and standing there and knowing like, wow, a year ago I didn't think we'd ever do this, but we're doing it. And the place is so beautiful and magical and imbued with all kinds of sort of spirituality and history. It was the best. But we had a lot of great locations.
Same. Mont Saint-Michel, for sure.
Personally, I didn't play there, but I really, really loved Mont Saint-Michel. It's an amazing location full of history, you know. I really like that place, that location.
Yeah, I like the Mont Saint-Michel as well. But my favorite, to tell you the truth, was, I don't know if you saw that already. I mean, you saw the entire season 1. So my favorite location was the Demi-Monde, the nightclub, with all the trans, the singers, the ladies, all those weird people and very underground and edgy ambience. I just loved that set. It was fantastic. Full of, I mean, when we were shooting, it was full of extras and they were full of energy. Really, we had great fun. It was an amazing location for me.
Yeah, it's funny to see that Paris, even if it's the apocalypse, you know, we still have clubs, we still can do parties and enjoy the moments, you know, so yeah, it's fun.
I think Mont Saint-Michel.
Yeah, Mont Saint-Michel was amazing. I mean, it was probably the Mont Saint-Michel.
Yeah.
First on the list. And maybe I love the set of the camp of the camp in the studio.
The rooftop.
Scenes. The rooftop scenes are really beautiful.
Yeah. I really love the Demi-Monde with all the people dancing.